I should have told you that.
Everybody ready?
I have Dominic and the mayor on here. Mayor's out the next week.
So the question is
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order a Community Redevelopment Agency special meeting, April 3rd, 2016, approximately 6 p.m. Please join Member Rozicki for a moment of silence and the pledge.
Please stand for a moment of silence. And the pledge to the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, moving on to citizens' comments on non-agenda items. Okay, thank you. Moving on, hearing no citizens' comments, move on to agenda item 4, discuss, take action on the facade grant. John?
I feel like I'm in my draw here.
It should be something you're used to.
Yeah, I feel very festive up here. All right, well, as most of you know, Neptune's, which is 1462 A1A, closed up about 6 months ago, and it's been in a fairly steady decline, bordering on, if not full-on blight at this point, and they've certainly been having a couple rounds of code enforcement with some of the issues. Once I heard that Jerry and Judy Hebert over here, who own Whiskey Beach Pub, were looking for a new location, one, I wanted to try to keep them in Satellite Beach because they were very successful in turning around what used to be the Thirsty Lizard, a very smoky, dark little bar, and turn it into what it is now. They have a lot of special events, and they support a lot of community functions. So they've been a great community partner. So I didn't want to lose that. So I was able to put together the owner of Neptune's and the Heberts, and they were able to work out an arrangement to purchase the property. They did close on the property about, a month ago? Yeah. They've been hard at it, just kind of tearing it back to the bones, kind of seeing what they had to deal with, and they've got a lot to deal with. What they're proposing to do is a complete makeover, both inside and out. They're looking at about $250,000 improvement, both on the inside and the outside. Of that, about 181,000 is going to be in qualified improvements to the exterior facade. The remainder is a lot of the interior work. I won't steal all Jerry's thunder to tell you all the cool things that he's doing. In your package, you'll see some of the things that he is doing. Probably the most significant is with the front deck area. After a location that's been through several what I call stinkers, you basically got to do something dramatic to maybe change that mentality of that business, and that is what his intentions are. So with that front deck area, it pretty much runs from the north end to the south end of that building. He's going to remove the northern portion of it, and if you guys have been there, that generally is kind of a dead location anyway. So they're going to remove that, and one, they needed to try to recover some of their pervious area. So this will gain them about 600 square feet of pervious area. It'll be a beach sand area. It'll have like a fire pit and cornhole kind of stuff in it. But it will add to their pervious. They're at about 80% right now impervious, and trying to find opportunities wherever we can on that property to reduce it. We were able to get 600 square feet of it down. So that does bring down that impervious number a little bit, and a little concerned about taking out any parking until we know how successful this business is, because essentially what's happening is you have one bar that either, if they had a band, they filled up the parking lot. When they didn't have a band, they were kind of dead. Jerry's business model is a lot different. He's converted it into a multi-tenant location. There's 3 separate businesses with 3 separate entrances, and all with their own walls between them. Over on the south side, there's a side entrance that's going to be the real estate brokerage. The north side to the back is going to be the restaurant, and of course on the east side is going to be the bar. He's completely flipped things around inside of it. The inside is currently gutted, and the bar is going to be moved from the back to the front. The restaurant will move then to the back of the area, so people aren't going through the restaurant to get to the bar, and it'll be a little bit more dedicated to the restaurant business. With that said, Jerry and Judy Hebert are here. If you have any questions for them. Oh, well, I probably should say the applicant is requesting a facade grant in the amount of $65,000. The grant allows for $50,000 and an additional $15,000 for each additional tenant. We've put a cap on this of $65,000.
Okay. Open up for comments from council. Anyone have any?
I'm just super excited. I mean, obviously, I go to Whiskey Beach Pub, and they partnered with us on, doing our happy hour board meeting, and it's really exciting to see you guys stay in Satellite, and I'm really appreciative. And that place is, I used to go there when it was the Cove, and it was very interesting back then. So I'm really excited to see you guys do something fun with it, and I love the concept of it, and I'm all about small local business, and I'm just really excited for you guys. So thank you for staying here and not going somewhere else, because we're awesome. Just saying. Okay, one comment.
I kind of agree with Mindy. That place is, I've lived here since 1984, and it's always been a happening place, and it's sad to see it in the decline that it is. And I know with what you guys have done, over at Whiskey Beach Pub, I think you're going to do good things. I did have a couple of questions. The multi-use space, that's that one big room on the south side next to the real estate, is that something like people would be able to have like a private party in that area? Please come up, Jerry.
Yeah, the multi-space use is going to be able to be used both for luncheons and for special events, and be rented out, so that we can actually, the restaurant could use it for the luncheon. It depends on whoever puts their hat in the ring first and whoever wants the space. So it can be used during big events for bands by the bar, or if we're having a luncheon or some sort of private meeting there as well.
Yeah, to me, that's going to be a great use, because I know when Doubles was down there, they had that back room for little parties, and I know we as the city, and me personally, my wife and I have hosted a lot of different things there, and to be able to do something like that here in Satellite Beach is great. And I think a lot of our residents, would be interested in possibly utilizing something like that for whatever little party they might want to have.
That's the idea.
Do we have a tenant for the real estate office already? Or
I'm a broker.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I'm a real
that
estate
answered my
broker.
questions. Thank you very much. I think this is a great opportunity for us.
I was just going to ask, and that kind of answered that question. Are you manager, owner of all three?
I am
the restaurant,
My wife manages the bar. I don't manage the bar, and I own about 5 or 6 businesses, so I actually split my time between a lot of things. Managing, I don't do a lot of, so the restaurant will be totally managed and partnered with somebody, most likely. That'll be a partnership, okay, more than it'll be a co-owner, okay, not complete ownership, The real estate portion is going to be kind of a shared office space, is the vision for that, for me, a broker, a mortgage person, and so I'm getting into I actually moved to Satellite Beach and decided we were going to retire here. So that's the next phase in my life plan, so to speak.
and there's not a second story?
No.
Okay.
Someday.
I had heard that, but I didn't see it in the plan, so I was just curious if there was what would go there. So we're very excited. I think this will be great for everyone.
Well, so to tell you it's the Cove, it's the skyline to me, I think. Back to the original building, which was, what, 1957?
Yeah. I found a Pepsi bottle in the wall when I was pulling the walls apart from 1957. So I'm going to actually display that.
That's cool.
It wouldn't have been Pepsi.
I don't think it would have been
Ask a
Pepsi.
question, John. Is there a sidewalk in front of that property?
No, I don't know. It is so close to the right-of-way. There's definitely not a sidewalk there.
Let me just throw this out for conversation since we're here. Is there any way to broker a sidewalk there from this standpoint? We are trying to connect the city
We
on
would love it.
the east side, even though it might not be as wide. I know we've been working on it. Is there a way we can work that out? Get a sidewalk there?
I think we just talked about the, go ahead. Yeah.
There's a turn lane there, and I think that right now the DOT is looking at all their right-of-way and doing the surveying and mapping for sidewalks on the west side
Yeah, but I
to
know
determine which right-of-ways they need. So, but I know that if there's not a sidewalk right there now, there was no right-of-way for DOT to put it in. So they probably have an
I guess that's my
opportunity.
question is,
Well, they
if
may
he
come back
has,
and ask for an easement.
if he has the right-of-way, if he has the property where it's not going to be used in it, and we need a right-of-way there, because I know how long it takes DOT. I mean, I think we're like 32 years now for a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. So since they're fixing up the building and we are trying to get A1A to be
It's
safer and
more-
walk, is there anything we can do?
If it was a city road, it would be easy for us to
Okay.
negotiate that with them. But it's a DOT right-of-way, and they have specific right-of-way acquisition
Okay.
Procedures. So what we, if they're a willing partner in that, we would just let DOT know that and let them go. But there's zoning issues that we would have to work out with them to make sure that they don't become non-conforming with their setbacks.
And
things like that.
that's what I was
Yeah, I
going to
guess
say,
that's
is
what I'm
what
saying.
kind of arrangements can we make so that if we have whatever the pervious issue is or the setbacks, I mean, if they're willing to work with us, I think we should be able to be working with them, that if we have to do something with the impervious, that we make whatever, changes we need to.
We would be doing that among numerous properties if we wanted the sidewalks on west side of A1A to go in. So I would recommend letting DOT do their analysis and doing it all together, because we will have to make adjustments and variances for a number of properties going up and down A1A because of that.
Okay.
But I think it would be just good to know that you guys would be willing to hopefully work with us
I
and with
would
the
love a
FDOT.
sidewalk.
So, it would be great for you. It would be
I want to be able
perfect.
to walk there.
Yeah, that's, I
They're
mean,
making it easier too because they're using all native landscaping and taking out their irrigation system, so we don't have to work around irrigation either, like later on in the
Yeah,
process.
I know we've been working on it, and I know it's in people's minds, and thank you for staying in our city and getting an old building to look
No problem.
good again. Appreciate that.
Can I
Yes,
ask
that's
one
look
other?
great.
I was
Go
going to
ahead.
ask one other question.
Sure.
So you're leaving one city building. Anybody have any idea at this point what's going to happen to the old location? Because that poor little shopping, that little plaza.
Well, I have plans, but
Okay,
it's
okay.
a little too early to
Okay.
discuss them.
Okay.
I
you
like
want to
this.
jinx
I
it?
would have bought it if I could have, but he wouldn't
Yeah.
sell.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
At this time, I'll open up for public comment on this agenda item.
Dave Allison, resident. I have two items. First of all, I'd like to show my support for Jerry. I've known him personally, and I feel that his vision to upgrade the building is, the old blighted Neptune is a win for the city and the residents. And he has a proven track record of running businesses, including my own air conditioning company. And, but I mean, you can see what he's done with his bar outside, and what he's going to do with this new one. I think it's going to be a good thing for the city. That being said, I'd like to express my gratitude for the grant y'all gave me on the Beach Plaza building.
Looks great.
We're finished with that. I got, the hurricane kind of set me back, but I'm happy to announce that we're going to have a home lending source moving in the front spot, and we've got an accounting business moving in one of the other spots, and we still have the locksmith and the hair salon there, so it's turned out to be a success. And I do have some letters here of appreciation for y'all.
Thank you, Dave, very much.
You can pass them on, that's all I got. And we gave Courtney one. And, but I feel good about Jerry going in there and giving him the grant money, and wouldn't worry about it.
Great. David, thank you very much for
Okay.
all you've done. Thank you.
Oh, here you go. There's a picture.
Great. Thank you very
Thanks
much.
Kathy for us too. You guys did a great job on that place. It
The
looks
before and
beautiful.
after is pretty incredible. You forget how
Yeah.
that building looked.
What it
you
looked
know.
like.
Thank you. Public comment
Night
on
and
this
day.
is still open? Any further public?
Little different, huh?
Hearing none, back to council on this, back to the board, excuse me, on this item. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a
So-
motion. Go ahead.
I was going to say so moved.
I have a motion by member Montanaro, second by member Gibson. Further discussion? Hearing none, Quinn?
Member Rosicky,
Yes.
Member Montanaro,
Yes.
Member Gibson,
Yes.
and Chair Katina.
Yes, motion passes. Thank you very much.
Great,
Appreciate
so-
it. This time, I'll move on to agenda item 4, adoption of minutes.
I'll make a motion to adopt the March 20th special meeting minutes as submitted.
I have a motion by member
Second.
Montanaro, second by member Gibson. Further? Quinn?
Member Rosicky.
Yes.
Member Gibson,
Yes.
Member Montanaro,
Yes.
and Chair Katina.
Yes. Minutes accepted, thank you. Any further business before this board? Hearing none, meeting's adjourned. Thank you. Thank you, staff.